Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters. If you are tuned in to the news or social media, you will see that there's a wide discrepancy of opinion, but there's no discrepancy about people who believe they are right. There's very little indecision, very little in the way of people saying, I don't know about that. The jury is still out in my head. There's very little process that's evidenced by what people share and comment on. Most of the comments are from a firm position of being correct. Their judgments are correct. Their opinions are correct. In many cases, their opinions are stated as fact. And there's a sincere desire to be right and not to be wrong. To be wrong would be shameful, and to be right has a certain nobility and dignity to it. I recommend that you re-examine the notion of being right as opposed to being wrong, and look at it from a different perspective. One of the most blessed experiences you will ever have is finding out that you were wrong, that your judgments were wrong, your opinions were wrong, that you actually weren't correct, despite how sure you felt at the time, despite the evidence and witnesses that you could use to back up your opinion and your judgment. It is actually a wonderful thing to find out that you were wrong about someone, wrong about something. To be able to change your mind is so powerful. And it's actually required for you to know who you are. You have to let go of who you think you are, of what you think you know, of what you think you need. And it doesn't matter whether you can quote scripture or common sense or emulate some extremely successful person or attribute a quote that you particularly like to Albert Einstein. It doesn't really matter. Your assertions about the rightness of your position keep you from knowing the truth. Sometimes when you realize that there's something deeper going on, that there's a purpose beyond what appears to be, it makes you take a breath and say, oh, my goodness, that makes everything different. When you see a person behaving what you consider badly, doing things that are unloving, getting away with what you consider perpetrations, try to bring some dignity to that person. Each person has a story, and each person is on a path to knowing themselves. And by your standards, it might be a very circuitous path. It might even be going in the wrong direction. But you don't know whether that's for the best or not. Sometimes the biggest mistakes that you make in your life are the most beneficial. It's where the most learning takes place. Finding out that something wasn't a good idea and being willing to admit that because a higher level of knowledge became available to you. Let yourself reconsider all of the positions that you're so sure of, whether they're spiritual positions, political positions, health positions, fitness, all of it. Be in a state of wonder and not being quite so sure. And let yourself be shown the truth for you at your level of understanding. Even when you're sure that someone is your enemy, there is a reason why we say that the holiest place on earth is a place where an ancient hatred has turned to love. Afford the people in your life, regardless of their path or what you perceive as their mistakes, the dignity of their own learning, their own understanding. Love them, even if you find their behavior reprehensible. Love them and honor their path. You need not intersect with it. You need not support it. But look at your brothers and sisters as you look at yourself as doing the best they can right now, their level of consciousness. And so are you. There is an understanding and a wisdom and a knowing that comes from the release of the certainty of your judgments. Be still and know that, and be of good cheer. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.